Hello, and welcome to a simple demonstration of the e-signature process of the letting zone. The example we're going to look at today is the signing of a basic tenancy agreement by two tenants and a landlord. In front of us we have a basic tenancy agreement created in Word, but the main difference between this e-signature document and the document that you would print or email and post out is within the signature area we create and include some basic code for each signatory. So signer 1, signer 2, signer 3. And the code stays the same across all documents, so once you have your template set up, it's just a case of modifying your template for each property. Once we've created our tenancy agreement and added our signatory code, the next step is to then upload it to the letting zone for signature. So we log into our letting zone area, and within the properties area we've got a demonstration property added. Adding a new property is very straightforward, just adding an address for those who haven't seen the system before. For each property, what we need to do before we send the document out for signature is simply to add our tenant and our landlord's email address, and we do that through the user tab. See, within this example we've got a couple of example tenants already added and an example landlord. Adding new tenants and new landlords is a straightforward process, just their name and their email address and then saving. We then go to the document area. What we can then do is we can add the document that we've just created with our signature code. We give the document a title, for example tenancy agreement. It's accessible to landlords and tenants. We then select our document and upload it to the system. There's no expiry date on this document, so if we just simply click save, and then we've got our tenancy agreement ready for signing and uploaded to the system. We then click on the Sign It tab. What we then need to do is assign our tenants and our landlords to the signer 1, signer 2, signer 3 that we added into the tenancy agreement. So if we add signer 1, if we then add signer 2 for our two tenants, and then add signer 3 for our landlord, then the letting zone system is now linked to our tenancy agreement, and we can send it for signing. Once that's been sent, what the tenant will then see is an email requesting them to sign the document. So if we have a look at our email, you can see this is an example of one we created before. John Bloggs, you've been sent a document to sign. The tenant then clicks on the link. They then have a welcome message. If we just close that down, the tenant then views the document that we've created and uploaded to the system, and at the bottom area where we put our signing tags, we can see that there's an area for the tenant to sign. If we click in here, they can either type their signature or they can draw their signature. So if we just do a very basic signature, then add the signature, and then if we date it, we can see now on the top right the document's 100% complete, and we can now submit the document. So tenant 1 has now completed the document. The document will be forwarded to tenant 2 for them to carry out exactly the same process, and then will be forwarded to the landlord for the landlord to add the final signature. Once all signatures have been completed, each user will then be emailed a copy of the final document, and we can see an example of that in front of us. So here's the completed document with our information at the top. Further down towards the bottom of the page, we have each of the signatures captured with their date and the time of adding the signature. And below, in order to make the document legally binding, we have a full audit trail and document fingerprint of all the IP addresses of the signatories, so we can see every stage. Basically, to ensure that we have confidence that the document has now been locked and it is legally binding across all parties. Okay, I hope that was of use.